Warning: sometimes my attempted fixes break things beyond repair. Please don't try to fix any item of yours based on what you see here. I can't be held liable if you do. A few days after a lightning storm, I noticed two televisions at the street on garbage night. A pair of curbside TVs made me think of electrical surges, so I grabbed them both. The bigger of the two was a 50-inch Emerson from 2014. It has 3 HDMI inputs, a USB port, coax and RCA connections, and an RGB input. When I plugged the TV in for the very first time, nothing happened. Not even the red standby light would illuminate. Some internet research suggested that the most likely problem was a faulty power board. Today I'll show you how I removed the back to gain access to the power board. You have a few choices about how to fix this problem. You could diagnose the board yourself if you're familiar with using a multimeter tool. You could buy a used board, or you could do what I did and mail it off to a repair service I found on eBay. Any of these choices are based on the assumption that it was only the power board damaged by the power surge. It's a bit of a gamble to throw money and time at a problem not officially diagnosed, but I thought it would be worth a shot. I'm doing this as a learning exercise. I could mess this up. The TV was free, so even if I do, I'm only out about $50. Keep track of the size and placement of the screws. Some have wider threads because they're going into plastic, but others attach to the metal framework. The length of each screw is important also. Gently detach the various electrical connections before removing the 4 screws that hold the board to the frame. Once the board was removed, I completely surrounded it with bubble wrap before sending it for repair. A few weeks later it came back and I was ready to reinstall it. Hopefully this would make the TV work again. I aligned the board to the frame and reattached the screws. The various cables were next. Anxious to see if the TV now worked, I temporarily reinstalled the base to have the TV upright. A Roku streaming box was connected to an HDMI input for a video signal. With power cords plugged in and fingers crossed, I pressed the on button. And what do you know? It actually worked. I took the base off once again to reinstall the back and all the screws for the final time. So there you have it, a big old piece of garbage returned to its original purpose as a functioning television. A used power board would have cost $64. Sending my board to be repaired would be about $40 for the service plus my cost to mail it, about $50 total. There was no remote, so add another $6 for a generic eBay remote. Is $56 worth it for a 5-year-old TV? It's not horrible. It was $218 at Walmart on Black Friday in 2014. But look what $200 buys you in 2019. It's still a low-end 50-inch TV, but now it's Ultra HD and it's new. Even more surprising is what some eBay sellers are trying to get for the same Emerson TV I repaired. If I tried to sell this on Craigslist, I'd be lucky to get $120 out of it. So I'll just keep it and smile inwardly when I see it, knowing that I learned something and fixed it myself.